里边有帽。当然要撞。
你看往深处去了，我去。多漂亮！这建筑这哪有啊？
没人。我给抽根线。你不照相吗？你在这儿，正在这儿。过来让我。太近了。这个后面照我，往后。这边。
后面都有人没办法，人家站着就不动的人啊。
别说话。明天到后。你知道？马克马尔啊。
你不知道就不知道。
你要去啊？
这人别还跟我说呢，哎呦。
那你去吧，我在这转一转。
你干嘛呀？别在这照我。
走了，去吧。那你去吧。不去了，下去吧。下。 个苏格兰的大帽。特别严，对，那干嘛？那是开放广的。哦，这是修改过的。你这衣服，不是很暖和，不暖，不是很暖。你要尝尝吗？140节，对，苏格兰就是以这个苹果新的release 15出了。就是古城堡的。回来。对，咱们要坐车的有。这算你出国了，这才叫出国。 1块5的那个，1块6加币，1块61元1磅。英语，那是英国，苏格兰是英国，所以英镑。当然英镑高，英镑是最贵的。对呀。不要多说话，这都得掐的，快掐！这就换电池了，可能。我在好多地方看到这个画面，是爱丁堡。这是雕像。
白色的。
Yeah, no, Princess Street, yeah? He's waiting, tell him because he's waiting for me to call him back.
所以它是叫堡嘛，堡就是城堡的意思，不是。爱丁堡。你看这都是defense， 就是保卫，以前都是用没有火器。每一个都有一雕像那边。男的穿。
静静，然后
去，那去吧。啊，对，哎呀，那个你到不了那些点儿啊，走个路线。那吃什么？哎，这走，咱们坐哪儿吃点？这块 breakfast。行，那就。哦，这个漂亮。
人群多的是呢，去的地方，走吧。你走的那条看。
这边都是好玩的地方，都是个市。Johnny Walker。 羡慕，真光羡慕。黑的。咖啡色的多。这店人多少？哦。是。
这叫灯泡。
City Center。
你看它有很多那个。
这是 City Center。荷兰仔，你往回走了。这块过去了。我知道。哎呀，你先跑！哎呀，哎呀呀，哎呦呦，你就是那么小，一出去该买吃的了。你就是那种小孩，一出去就要买吃的。这 tram 真够长的。啊，高费了。 卡里多尼亚。走，往里边走，这边。看吧。怎么那么黑呀？多着实，你看这海报，这没个几百年保存。10点多了。然后呢，过那边不去了。知道。
你按了吗？
嗯。可以说不行。哦。Yeah, thank you. 先走这个。嗯。没有，才能过去。
Villa.
我给他照一下地方。 轮到您号了，是麦当劳。有水，人家人上的那么高。
我们再走了那一号，然后再上。
down there. Yeah.
Nancy, get over there. No, maybe not. Sold it.
go those stairs. Looking up on the castle.
那里，这里可以进。嚯！ 那先往这边走。这才是中心。我的妈呀！
They Scotch whiskey experience.
继续没事，到这儿了。没事，一会儿再往回。
待会儿还再回来对吧？
对。你得拍点短视频，你知道吗？光照相。So what is in there? Just inside the castle?
Lots of things. We're,
Lots of
we're
things.
a military fortress.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
An easier walk. Same.
Hotel 住这儿。 这也是商业街，我估计吃东西。
这人怎么从上面过来？
嗯。啊？
你没看见？
我刚才看见你在装，那我没看上，我没看见。
他说：“我说，哎，我不用去找你。”他说：“不用在楼下，不要在楼上，在楼下。”他说：“明天叫你啊，对不对？”我说：“我不会打的，我说你打什么牌你要？”他说：“你不会干的，我今天那个今天没有这些。”
他是英国，英国。
Ready?
这是谁啊？这人应该。偶遇。他跟那个偶遇。
可能都是一对，然后就他带一个。
John Knox is basically our Martin Luther.
Hacen el vandalismo, ahora como ya saben todos los días se van a ir.
上了。
就说你现在没人后
要不就
别给我照了，有就先充着电，你这照半天，给我照一个，别照个别。
我给你照吧。进去了，我没看着他，因为我从这过嘛。哦。这没车多好啊！咦？
There's a lot of colors, I don't know where to go. See a lot of colors, only feeling blue. There's a lot of colors lost within a haze. Don't rely on others to get you through the maze. The dreams are not the same for me. Standing by the shore while you're on the open sea. Cannot take this anymore. There are a lot of voices drowning in the sea. There's too many voices talking back at me. There are a lot of choices waiting to be made. Too many choices making me afraid. Dreams are not the same for me. Standing by the shore while you're on the open sea. Cannot take this anymore. The dreams are not the same for me. Standing by the shore while you're on the open sea. Cannot take this anymore. A certain shade of blue will always remind me of you. Trying to figure out
See the iconic clock tower.
how I'm supposed
As we go past the Balmoral, downstairs and upstairs, look up at the clock and have a look at the time. And then check your watches and your mobile phones. The Balmoral clock is fast by 3 minutes. Nothing made sense in the city. Anarchy is about to set in. The guys, we were all huddled in a darkened room, crying it out and hugging, until the clock guy from Derby came up to fix the clock. And it's now back to normal, if normal's having a clock that's 3 minutes fast. Now you look on the far left, you see the sky-high buildings of the old town. Very much a city of contrasts with the old town and the new, and we'll experience both during the tour. Both the old town and the new town are World Heritage Sites in their own right. Now we'll shortly go past the Scott Monument on the left hand side, standing at 200 feet and 6 inches tall, a monument to Sir Walter Scott, creator of the historic romantic novel. It's nicknamed the Gothic Rocket because it's built in the Gothic Revival style. It's also nicknamed Thunderbird Free for equally obvious reasons. And in the centre of the monument you'll see a marble statue on the left here of Walter Scott and his faithful dog Maida, and the marble statue weighs 30 tons. Set in Princes Street Gardens on the left, that used to be the Norloch, the North Lake, and the loch was a man-made moat that protected Edinburgh Castle from attack. They drained the loch when they started to build the new town, and people in the old town were very relieved that that was the case, because some had been relieving themselves in the loch, and it stank. And it's one of the reasons why Edinburgh has the nickname Old Reekie, because of the smell. I love saying the word loch on the bus. Clears your throat and it's good for the sinuses. Now we're coming up to stop number 2, which is Frederick Street. If you want off there, you ding the bell downstairs, you give me a wave upstairs. Now before we turn, the trees will clear shortly on the left, and you'll see Edinburgh Castle sitting on the castle rock. The rock is an extinct volcanic plug. It hasn't erupted in just over 300 million years, so we should be quite safe as we go by it on the tour. But if you hear a rumbling or a gurgling whilst we're on board, it'll be my stomach, because I had a cheeky wee McDonald's before I started my shift, and I'll be paying for that later on in the tour, so that's probably what you'll hear. So the trees will clear on the left, and you'll see the castle sitting on the rock. I heard a wow. That's the right answer. Oh, get out my way, number 11, don't cramp my style. So we're turning into Frederick Street. So if you want off, just ding the bell or give me a wave. Now Frederick Street is named after Prince Frederick, and he was the original Duke of York. And there's a nursery rhyme about the man, the Grand Old Duke of York, about a failed military campaign he led during the Napoleonic Wars. So why don't we do the first 2 verses? I'll count you on 3, and then we'll make a magical moment. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, the Grand Old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill, and he marched them down again. And when they were up, they were up. And when they were down, they were down. And when they were only halfway up, they were 9, they were up, not down. Hey! The Grand Old Duke of York, Prince Frederick of Frederick Street. Now this bit of Frederick Street is a lumpiest bumpy street in Edinburgh. I normally tell the drivers to floor it, but then they got into trouble because I ruined all the suspensions on the buses. I got a proper telling off. So we're going serenely down this bit. You'd think they'd fill in all the potholes, but they've obviously decided that the tour guides wouldn't have anything to talk about. They filled them in, but trust me, we never run out of things to talk about. So we're turning into Queen Street, and beyond the private gardens on the right hand side is Stockbridge and Inverleith. If you go on the Blue Majestic tour, there's fantastic bars and restaurants in Stockbridge. Inverleith is where you'll find the Royal Botanic Gardens, and if you carry on the Majestic to Ocean Terminal, that's where you'll find the Royal Yacht Britannia. And if you're on a cruise ship, you might be berthed in Newhaven. So you might be using the Majestic to get back to your boat. Is it a boat? Is it a ship? Now for those on the top deck, you'll see the Army Garrison of Edinburgh Castle ahead of us. I'll just do the way so we can get your photograph. We are trained in the fineries of yoga. The tour guides were very supple. So as I say, for those on the top deck, you can look straight ahead, Army Garrison within the castle walls. For those downstairs, it'll be on your left hand side once we turn. 2 to 3 hours. That's how long you'll need if you're going to go to the castle. You're going to go inside and see all the landmarks and attractions inside. We sell discounted tickets, so have a chat with John, our lovely driver, if you're looking for tickets. They do go quick though. So stop number 3 is our next stop. Anybody want stop number 3? George Street. Give me a wave, give me a ring. Now if you look to your left, you'll see a pub, the Alexander Graham Bell. He was the man who invented the telephone. Now when I normally mention him, if we've got Canadians or Americans on board, you see them puffing their chests out at this moment because they like to think that they've got a really good claim on Alexander Graham Bell. Well, I hate to burst their bubble. He's one of ours, so back off. And I'll show you where he was born when we turn the corner onto Charlotte Square.
Is that Bell? The Bumble? Is that Bell? Inventor?
The inventor of the telephone.
Oh yeah.
Even now when people make a phone call, they still use the phrase that they're going to give someone a bell. So we'll be turning into Charlotte Square, a masterpiece of Georgian architecture and design. And as we do so, we'll go past a monument to Prince Albert. And it was unveiled by Queen Victoria herself. It's a mourning monument. When we turn, you'll see it on the right hand side, and you'll notice that the horse that Prince Albert is astride is bowing its head, and it's doing so in respect and reverence because it's a mourning monument. And the animals on mourning monuments, they all do that. They always bow their heads. So you'll see it on the right hand side here, in the centre of the square.
Oh yeah.
Charlotte Square is where you'll find Bute House, and that's the official residence of the First Minister of Scotland. So it's a bit like our version of 10 Downing Street in London. It's also where you'll find the Georgian House, and that's a living museum. You can live the life of a Georgian family in the Georgian House. You can play dress up and live the life of the Lamonts, a family that used to own the property. Get a discount on the entry with your bus tour ticket. So on the right hand side, just by the lights, there's a blue door, number 14. That's where Alexander Graham Bell was born.
Oh really?
It's always fun when you see people standing in front of the door having the picture taken, because they're always on their mobile phones, which is quite sweet. So our next stop is going to be stop number 4, Loving Road. Anybody want stop number 4? Ding the bell downstairs. There, thank you. See, it's nice when people listen. Now before we turn on to Loving Road, just on the right there, the Art Deco building with the blue flag, Johnny Walker Princes Street, interactive visitor centre for the Johnny Walker whisky brand. 2 amazing bars right up on the roof, and the Johnny Walker experience with great views of the city. Now if you look on the left through the trees, you see a church with a clock and a steeple. That is St Cuthbert's Church. Agatha Christie, the Queen of Crime, she got married in that church in 1930. She got married in secret. The reason for the secrecy, she was 40 and her new husband, twice in front of a tombstone, put their hands right down into the grave, grabbed the corpse by the ears because there were no coffins, and pulled the corpse up and sell it on as a cadaver to be used in the training of medical students. Now they did this in the dark, so if they picked a corpse that had already started to decay, they grabbed it by the ears, they pulled it up, the ears came clean off, and that's all they were left holding. It's actually where the saying "nothing between the ears" comes from. Now coming up on the left, just beyond the Shakespeare's Bar, you'll see the Traverse at Usher Hall and the Lyceum Theatres on the left here. March 1972, the Usher Hall hosted the finals of the Eurovision Song Contest. It was won by Luxembourg. The United Kingdom second with the New Seekers. Germany finished in 3rd place. 18 nations took part. None of them got the dreaded nil point, no points. On the right, the scaffolded building is the old Film House Cinema, spiritual home to the Edinburgh Film Festival. Lots of famous movies have premiered in Edinburgh as part of the film festival. I will name 6 films of many, and we'll see how many you've seen. Dr. Zhivago,
Yep.
Taxi Driver,
Yep.
Pulp Fiction,
Yep.
Back to the Future,
Yes.
E.T. the Extraterrestrial,
Yes.
Blade Runner, all had their premieres right here in Edinburgh.
Oh.
Now we got a lovely film reference coming up shortly. George Gibson lived here on Bread Street. He was a student at the Edinburgh School of Art. He became the head set designer at Metro Goldwyn Mayer during the golden age of Hollywood. And he was responsible for one of the most iconic scenes in world cinema. Now if you look to your left, look towards the castle. This is the yellow brick road and the Emerald City in the Wizard of Oz. George Gibson used that street and that view for one of the most famous scenes in film, one of the most iconic scenes in cinema. He walked past that street on the way to art school, and it stuck in his head. And when he became the head set designer at Metro Goldwyn Mayer, he said he was looking for a reason to incorporate that in the film, and the Wizard of Oz and the Yellow Brick Road gave him that opportunity. Now we're heading towards the historic Grass Market, and I'm flagging it up early because you might want to go to the Grass Market during your time here. There's lots of great bars, restaurants and cafes, many with alfresco dining. It's where you'll find the kilted donut. If you think a crispy creme is good, you've never tried a kilted donut. And it's where you'll find Mary's Milk Bar, purveyors, in my opinion, of the finest ice cream, milkshakes and gelatos in the city. So if you like food, if you like a wee drink, the Grass Market's for you. So does anybody want the Grass Market? Stop number 5. Give me a little wave, give me a wee ding. Now you'll get a great view of the castle come up on the left. And you'll also see the White Hart Inn on the left hand side. The White Hart is a white stag. You'll see the white stag above the door. And it's the oldest and reputedly the most haunted pub in the city centre. It's always torture as a guide and a driver going through here, because you see people eating and drinking and it makes you want to get off the bus. But we can't do that. We have to stay. Now the Grass Market, it's so named because cattle that grazed on grass were bought at Saltire. But there wasn't actually an inch of grass in the Grass Market, because so many cattle had gone through it that it was just a mud heap. Predominantly cows were bought in Saltire, and they came through the cow gate. It's a feature of the city that we keep our street names ridiculously simple. Now the Grass Market is where the majority of public executions took place. So you'll see a couple of pubs on the left that reference those events. You'll see the Last Drop, an example of gallows humour, where you have your last drop of whiskey and then your last drop through the gallows. And then also on the left you'll see Maggie Dixon's. She's known as Half-Hanged Maggie, Half-Hanged Maggie, executed here in the Grass Market, her lifeless body put in her coffin to be taken away for burial. But on the way to the cemetery, there was a knocking inside the coffin. The noose had failed to work, and Maggie was very much alive. They wanted to execute her for a second time, but they couldn't, because her death certificate had already been signed, which meant legally she was officially dead, and technically she was a ghost, and you can't execute a ghost, so they had to set her free. For the Harry Potter fans on board, does that look like Diagon Alley up on the left there? I think it does. Now we're going to go up Candlemaker Row. Greyfriars Cemetery will be on the right hand side, synonymous with Greyfriars Bobby, loyal companion of Jock Grey, a night watchman, but when Jock passed away, Bobby became astray. But he lay at Jock's grave in a sign of devotion, and Walt Disney was so captivated by the story that he made it into a film in 1961. Now we'll see Bobby's statue shortly, coming up on the left hand side, at the top of Candlemaker Row. It's got a very shiny nose, and people rub the nose for luck. So we'll see if anybody's rubbing Bobby's nose as we go by. Life-size statue of Bobby on top of what used to be a water fountain. It used to have one level for humans and one level for dogs. So here we go. A rub of the nose, there we go. Lovely stuff. Oh, small child. Bonus points of the small child. Oh, another rub there. Come on, small child, that's it. Excellent. Excellent.
Here's where it goes. Here's where it goes straight.
A nice wee cheeky wee hat trick there of rubs of the nose.
No, see if you don't want to, it's fair enough. I know. No, no.
My record on one tour of rubs of the nose is 23. I nearly passed out when that happened, I got so excited. So we're heading towards Potter Row. Nothing to do with Harry Potter. It's where the potteries used to be based, and it's now part of the University of Edinburgh. When we turn, you'll see the graduation hall, the McEwen Hall of the University of Edinburgh. And then you'll see an archway on the left hand side. The archway's got lampposts on either side. There are niches at the bottom of the lampposts. Be coming up shortly on the left here.
Quick question. So these buildings are like how many years?
Oh,
Roughly.
now you're asking. Early 20th century. Early 20th century. Those.
How many centuries?
The early 20th. So 1905,
Oh.
1906, that sort of thing.
Oh.
So there's the archway, just on the left there, the entrance to the old medical school. Charles Darwin studied there, but he didn't graduate because he hated the sight of blood, so he left after 2 years. One man who did graduate though, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the creator of the Sherlock Holmes mysteries. They actually say that one of his lecturers, a Professor Dr. Joseph Bell, was the inspiration for Sherlock Holmes. Now the building on the left here is the old Royal Infirmary Hospital. That was co-designed by Florence Nightingale, the most famous nurse in the world. And on the right, we have Hogwarts, George Heriot's School. This is the school on the right hand side that the Harry Potter fans are convinced is Hogwarts. The school of magic, mystery and sorcery. And you'll see the school just on the right here as we go through the traffic lights. It has absolutely got the look on the right there. Now we're heading towards our next stop, which is stop number 6, Lorison Place. Now as we do so, you'll see a mustard coloured building coming up short on the right hand side. It's on the ground floor. You see it just there on the right, and you'll see it again at the end of the buildings on the right hand side here. The mustard colour is the original colour of the Scott Monument down in Princess Street. Now the Scott Monument's now as black as soot. People ask, well, why don't you just clean it? But the sandstone's so brittle, it would actually just flake away. So the black of the Scott Monument, now that's part of the patina, part of the patina of the monument, but that mustard colour, that's what the original Scott Monument would have been like. Now on the right here we got the Edinburgh School of Art. And whenever I mention the art school, there's only one man that people want me to talk about. Sean Connery, James Bond 007. He was a naked nude model in the art school in the early 1950s, trying to raise money for his fledgling acting career. He did lots of jobs in the city to raise money for that career. He was a nightclub door steward. He worked in an undertaker's. He delivered milk door to door. And he nearly signed for Manchester United Football Club. He was quite an accomplished footballer, Sean Connery. But he turned him down because he felt that a career as an actor would last longer than a career as a footballer. And he was absolutely right on that. Now, he's not the only person who's had varied careers. John, our driver, it's a little known fact, and he might not want me to mention this, because he is, unless you want to scale the Castle Rock and try and get in that way. But I wouldn't recommend it. I don't think you'll get very far. But we'll see that shortly when we turn. Now, this part of the city has got a strong association with the folks, because when we turn the corner, we're going to see the castle and the rock. So if anybody wants off at number 7, you know what to do. Ding or wave. But as I say, it's not the castle stop. Now if you keep looking on your left hand side and you look at the rock and you cast your eye up to the castle, doesn't it look as though the castle grows organically out of the rock? It looks like the most natural thing in the world, and that castles grow out of rocks. Must be the amount of rain that we have in Edinburgh that can make that magic happen. Now if you keep looking left, you'll see the Castle Esplanade. They're taking down the temporary arena that hosted the Royal Edinburgh Tattoo last month. In July, they had pop concerts up in the Esplanade. Sir Rod Stewart was performing there, as well the band The Who. Now I pause for a moment just in case someone goes, Who? And then I can go, The Who, like the Abbott and Costello sketch all the way up to our next stop. Who's on first base? So our next stop is stop number 8. It is the castle stop. We always stop there, so don't worry, you won't miss that stop. Please stay seated, because we're going to go over some cobbles when we turn the corner, or to give them the technical term, the lumpy bumpy bits. And I don't want to lose you over the side here. So the castle is up Castle Hill on the left hand side, as is the Scots Whisky Experience and Camera Obscura.
There's my friend.
And the Lawn Market's where you'll find Deacon Brodie's Close, the Writers' Museum, Ridder's Court, Gladstone's Land, and it's also the stop for St Giles Cathedral. So it's a very popular stop. So, John, he will bring the bus to stop shortly. I'll give you a wee thumbs up for those upstairs, so I'm looking to a light here. This is quite quiet. Yeah. This is your stop, folks, for those who are alighting here. So if you enjoyed your tour, TripAdvisor out the bus tours, John the driver, Johnny the guide, if you wish to leave a review.
While you're on the open sea, cannot take this anymore. The dreams are not the same for me. Standing by the shore, while you're the open sea, cannot take this anymore. Cannot take this anymore. Cannot take this anymore.
And on the right we've got the Elephant House Cafe, and that's where J.K. Rowling wrote some of the Harry Potter books. On the right there. Now our next stop is Chamber Street, stop number 9. Does anybody want off there? Give me a wave upstairs, give me a ding. Downstairs if you wish to light here. Oh, Bobby's nose is getting a rub on the right there. Love it when you rub the nose. Come on. Give us another rub. Lift that small child up to rub the nose. That'd be beautiful. So, anybody want off here? National Museum of Scotland's on the right there. That opens at 10 AM, closes at 5 PM, and the majority of the exhibits are free. It's only a special exhibition that carries an entry fee. My favourite exhibit in the National Museum, Dolly the sheep. Now coming up on the right, just beyond the National Museum, is the Law School of the University of Edinburgh. Lots of famous graduates of the law school. My favourite is John Witherspoon, founding father of the United States of America, founder of Princeton University, and a direct ancestor of Reese Witherspoon, the actress of Legally Blonde fame. I love that movie, and that's why I like John so much, because without him, no Reese Witherspoon, and the world would be a far sadder place. Now we're turning on to the South Bridge, opened in 1788. And as we go over the South Bridge, underneath it is an area called the Vaults. And the Vaults is one of the most haunted places in Europe. There are unguided ghost tours down there, and if ghosts are your thing, then you want a tour of them. But the ghost has drank half my beer, so I should get a top up on the house for free. They've never given me a top up yet, but it's not going to stop me trying, because that ghost is a thirsty wee so-and-so. Now ahead of us on the left is an old church. It was the Tron Kirk. It's now the Scottish Design Centre. Now if you're looking for a high quality, and I'm stressing quality, Scottish souvenir, you want to go into the Scottish Design Exchange, because there are award-winning artists and craft designers inside that old church on the left.
Yeah, I saw that.
And you are buying exception. Found out that Danger was your middle name. So stop number 10, that'll be our next stop. The High Street. Does anybody want off there? So just ding the bell downstairs, give me a wave. If you're upstairs. If you want off at number 10. It's a stop for John Knox House, the Scottish Storytelling Centre, the Haggis Box Cafe, and the Museum of Childhood. There's my yoga poses coming in again. Now, has anybody on board tried haggis? Nobody tried haggis? Nobody brave enough? It's the ingredients of haggis that tend to put a lot of people off, I find. If you don't know what Now we're going to be leaving the High Street and going on to Canning Gate. Canning Gate is Scots for Monks Walk, and the monks would walk up from Holyrood Abbey and they'd buy and sell goods in the city. Number 11, that's our next stop, and that's where you'll find Canning Gate Church, and that's the Royal Church in the city. It's where Princess Anne's daughter Zara Phillips got married to Mike Tyndall, the former England rugby internationalist. And it's also where there used to be a grave to an Ebenezer Scroggie. And if that name sounds familiar, he was the inspiration for Ebenezer Scrooge in Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. So anybody want stop number 11? Ding or wave. And here is the church on the left-hand side.
Are we in the Royal Mile?
This is the Royal Mile.
Oh, this is the Royal Mile. Oh.
Stop number 8 is the
Start.
top of the Royal Mile.
Oh.
And we're coming down to stop number 12, which is
Number
the bottom
12, the
of the
end.
Royal Mile.
Okay.
So stop number 12 is our next stop. It's a stop for the Scottish Parliament and the Palace of Holyrood House. So does anybody want the Palace or the Parliament? Give me a little wave or ding the bell. For stop number 12. Now we'll see the Scottish Parliament shortly on the right hand side. It's a very unique building, and that's me being polite, in terms of its architecture. People use far naughtier words than unique to describe this building on the right hand side. But I couldn't possibly repeat those words on an open microphone. Just going to have to use your imagination.
You mean this building, right?
Oh yeah. 2004 that building was opened. It's free to enter. You can just have a wee wander round, or they've got guided tours inside. Whether you like the building or not, it is actually, in all seriousness, a very fascinating building inside. So if you do have the opportunity to go in, I would take it, because it is so you'll see two of the 7 hills of Edinburgh coming up on the right hand side. You'll see Arthur Seats is poking above Salisbury Crags. They are two of the 7 hills of Edinburgh. Part of what we call the crag and tail of the city. That's part of the original volcanic eruption of what is now the Castle Rock. Now, if you believe in the Celtic traditions, and if you're a single woman, then you should actually walk up to the top of Arthur Seat on the 1st of May, the start of the Celtic summer, and you should bathe in the early morning dew. And if you do so, your beauty will last forever. In 2019, on the 1st of May, I walked up to the top of Arthur Seat and I bathed in the early morning dew. But as you can see, this eternal beauty thing, it doesn't work on men, it only works on women. So it's a bit of a wasted trip by yours truly. I like to think though that my beauty's on the inside, and that's all that counts. Now we're coming up to stop number 13. It is the stop for Arthur Seat and Salisbury Crags. If you're going to go either or both, it will take between 30 to 60 minutes, depending how fit you are. 13 is also the stop for Dynamic Earth, an interactive immersive museum that celebrates the planet and the environment. So before we get to stop number 13, coming up on the left hand side is the headquarters of Rockstar North, makers of Grand Theft Auto. Now the internet is impatiently waiting for an announcement of the release date of Grand Theft Auto 6. And that's where the magic happens on the left hand side. That's where the announcement's going to be made. And then the internet will officially break, because everybody will be sorry. John Hutton's my best mate. James Hutton, the father of geology as a modern science, he did his geosequencing work on Arthur Seat and Salisbury Crags, and that's why Dynamic Earth is based here. It's an amazing place to go. You can stand in the middle of an earthquake. You can walk through a rainforest. Power, masculinity, like John or Driver. Nowadays it represents innocence and purity, like me. And the ability to fire rainbows out your backside, like me. So if you look to your right, there's a unicorn and the lion up on the gate there. The gate, it represents the union of the crowns of Scotland and England in 1707. The creation of the United Kingdom. Now just through the lights on the right hand side, you'll see the bottom of the Royal Mile, and through the gates you will see the ruins of the Abbey, and you'll see the palace. just on the right hand side here. So we're heading up to stop number 14, Mary Queen of Scots Bathhouse. Anybody want off there? Ding or wave. You'll see the bathhouse coming up on the right, the little hobbit house jutting out onto the pavement. Mary Queen of Scots bathed in this building. She bathed twice a year. Her cousin, the original Queen Elizabeth. A 2-bedroom flat costs £1.5 million, and a townhouse £3 to £3.5 million. So you have to be as rich as an Edinburgh bus tours driver to afford one of those multi-million-pound properties. And they're up on the right-hand side there, on the upper level. And on the left, on the far left, is Arthur's Seat in Salisbury Crags. Now you might be thinking to yourself, well, yeah, I can see it, Johnny, but there's trees in the way. And I was rather hoping for a photograph. Well, don't worry, because when we go past stop number 15, the trees will clear. And the word you will be looking for is wow. Arthur's Seat, Salisbury Crags, Canongate Church, Canongate Cemetery. You even see Edinburgh Castle ahead of you. John's pulling in so you can get your photo opportunity. I think this is probably a good point to actually recognise how we've got the best drivers in the business. We've got a lot of tight turns on this tour, particularly when we turn onto